We are here with Shawn Bush. She is the Director of Student Services with Lawrence Township Schools. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We are excited to be, at the very least, building relationships with Lawrence Township Schools. It's been a heart of ours for a while, and really excited to, at the very least, like I said, start this process and relationship. So.
Absolutely. I'm really thrilled about it too, because it has long been a wish, a desire of mine to better connect with the faith-based community. So I'm thrilled to be talking to you today and with the rest of our friends at Common Ground.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So you've held a couple of different positions there, correct?
Correct.
How long have you been in this director role?
I have been in this director role. I think this is about to be my 6th year.
What kind of things have you seen now being in this director role with student services? Like what are the things that you oversee, and give us a little bit of the state of the schools and the families as you see it thus far.
Okay, so my department is responsible for student attendance, for residency. You may know that our district enrollment is centralized here at the Lawrence Education and Community Center. So we have a district welcome center. So I supervise that. So enrollment, attendance. I supervise our district social workers. We call them family liaisons, and actually most of them have background in social work, but we have a couple, they may come from juvenile justice background. They may be former teachers, former counselors. So we've got just a lot of great people that have experience working with kids and families and connecting them with agencies. So I supervise them, as well as our school nurses are with us through a partnership with Community Health Network. So they are community employees. I don't supervise the nurses, but I supervise the district nursing coordinator who supervises them. So literally anything that has to do with student services, crisis support, not the tactical pieces, but the people pieces. So grief support, connecting families with agencies that offer supports that are needed, anywhere from basic needs to mental health needs to victims assistance with students who are homeless or who are in foster care. We have quite a few foster care students. So literally anything that has to do with serving our students and families, that's what I do.
What are some biggest needs that may be surprising for somebody who doesn't see it every day?
Lawrence Township is unique in that we have both ends of the extreme. So we have extreme wealth and we also have extreme poverty. And I think if you are on either end of that and haven't seen the other end of it, it's easy to not really know. I've had people who have said to me, you mean we have homeless kids in Lawrence Township? Or I think people think of the inner city as students who maybe attend Indianapolis public schools, and that the issues in the city are not the same as the issues that you might see in Lawrence Township. And I would say there are issues everywhere. There are issues of poverty, issues of violence, both domestic violence and community violence. I think people would be surprised at the number of foster students we have, at the number of students on free or reduced lunch, and that literally just don't have enough to eat, have a hard time keeping their bills paid, or don't have running water or electricity for certain periods of time. It happens, it happens, and it's not all that uncommon. So I think that One thing I would want people to know is that there are there are challenges. There are challenges right here in Lawrence Township. So if you're looking to go downtown to find some place where you can make a difference, or some place where there's someone who needs you, you need look no further than right here, because we do have families who have significant needs. And so as a school corporation, we do our best to try and meet those needs, because we know if basic needs aren't met, kids are not, they're not, their brains are just not ready to learn. So we try to meet as many needs as we can, because you know, a lot of times people will say, talk about the numerous hats that people wear, or I've heard people say, I'm a teacher, not a counselor, or not a nurse, or not a social worker. And yeah, our title may be teacher or principal or director of student services, but really, in order to meet the needs of our students and families, we kind of do have to do all of that. And I do think it's our responsibility to do that. If we're not able to meet the need, then I think we should be able to connect the families with the services that they need. So I kind of see it that way. I do think that that's my responsibility.
With like COVID-19 pandemic and some of the things that have been happening, how has that affected our students and our families overall? And has it changed or magnified any of the needs that you've seen?
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. So with just the snowball effect of COVID-19, we have a lot of families who are in the restaurant or food service or hospitality type professions, and we have a lot of families who have not been able to work during this time where things have been closed. And so we have seen a huge increase in the number of families that are not able to make rent, that are looking for utility assistance, that need food. I mean, now more than ever, kids just eat a lot. They're growing, they just eat a lot, but when they're at home all day, they really eat a lot. And so we are doing our best, and some of our families are, some families are big, some families are small, but kids go through a lot of food, especially when they're at home. And so we've seen a huge increase in the need for food, especially. I'd say food especially.
How have you been able to meet some of those needs? What are different ways that maybe you or the community is responding?
We've been able to come alongside with help with food through the federal food program. We are still able to, even while school was closed, we would have food distribution days on Mondays, so that families could come and get 5 breakfasts and 5 lunches per child to help out through the week. Now, really, in some cases, I'm guessing that food may have been gone by Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, but it's something that that offers families something, because we have a lot of families who depend on their kids eating at school, and sometimes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We do have some programming where kids eat dinner at school as well. So we have the food that the district has been providing, which will continue through the summer. And then for some families, again, that amount, while it's helpful and much appreciated, it's just not enough for a lot of our families. And so we have district family liaisons that help to supplement and get that food to people. So sometimes the families are able to pick up additional food when they come for the distribution. And sometimes we deliver, we take food to the families that we know who need it. And we've gotten the community has been so good to us. The churches, and I cannot say enough about the kindness of the people in Lawrence Township, because we have been able, if a family needs food, we've been able to provide it. And that's huge. That's huge, and I so appreciate it. I'm so thankful for that.
Would you say with all those needs that food it tends to be right now the biggest need still?
Yeah, I would say that food is still the most pressing need. There are a number of different organizations in the community, though, where people can get food. But what helps us is the ability to have food here on hand. Because if a food pantry is not open, or if, I don't know, Gleaners or whatever organization is not distributing that day, and there's a big need for food, then we know we have it here. And we're able to come and access that and get it delivered to the families without any issues of what time of day it is, or, you've already gone to that pantry once this month, or without restriction. We need food that we have access to at all times.
Mm-hmm. And are you getting it, or is it just always a need?
We do get it, but it is always a need. So yes and yes.
Gotcha.
Some of the other needs we have, you would be surprised at how often we need lamps, because a lot of apartments don't have overhead lighting. And so especially for students who are at an age where they have homework, we find ourselves, families need lights. They need light, lamp light, because again, there's not the overhead light there. Alarm clocks. We go through a lot of alarm clocks, because whether it's that the parent or guardian works late and the kid's not able to get up, and we teach them how to set the alarm and they can get up, or usually an alarm clock is just not high on the priority list for a family who's struggling. So to be able to provide those, we go through quite a few alarm clocks. Air mattresses, because we have a lot of families who are transient, who move quite frequently for one reason or another. Mm-hmm. And so those are just a few of the needs. In the wintertime, hats and gloves. Mm-hmm. And there is always, always, always a need for underwear of all sizes and socks.
Is that stuff thrown on Proposity as well?
Yeah, we can do it. You're literally shopping. It's through Amazon. Mm-hmm. So we just, if when the need is posted, we just go and let me see. So the need is posted. Is the person, so when you go to Proposity, it actually has the item there. So you're clicking on it and saying, I'm going to buy this, and it just
kind of like in a cart already, and you pick it and pay for it.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but yeah, it sounds like that.
Cool. Okay. So with knowing that food is the biggest need and continual need with the highest sense of urgency constantly for you guys, here at Common Ground Northeast, we want to partner with you guys and commit for the next year $250 a month. And we want to challenge the rest of our congregation to match that monthly with a goal of $500 per month to go towards what we are considering food support for the families that you guys deal with, so that at the very least, that you are being provided for at that level every month to support food or to provide food for these families, but also to know that then maybe you can focus on other areas of need as well. So that is our proposal. That is what we're committing to, and we hope that blesses you guys.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing, and such a great help, because when we're in need of food, we're kind of at the mercy of whatever we get in. And so it's very common to run out of the proteins. You know, we run out of the canned meat, the tuna, those items that could be considered a meal on their own. So that would be wonderful not to have to worry about food. So it is, I'm speechless. I appreciate that so much, and God bless you for committing to that for our students and families.
We are just stoked to be able to partner with you guys and to provide for you and our families and our community. Like I said, it's been a heart of ours for a long time. So we
Thank
hope
you.
this is just the first step toward a longer partnership and diving into other areas as this relationship grows too.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.